So before we begin, if you'd like to see more videos along this line, please hit the subscribe button and destroy the bell button so you never miss an upload. So, 3 ways that you can earn money from the hobby with your Warhammer. So one of the ways is to do commission painting. So this can also take the form of not necessarily doing commission painting, but selling painted models. So it seems potato, but there is some sort of differences, but this is basically point one. One of them is you could, oh crikey, in order to do commission painting, you need to be relatively decent painter, at least, well, as far as I'm aware. Excuse me, I should have edited that out, but I'm probably not going to. So that means you can, well, paint models to a decent standard, but you also kind of need to be able to advertise that. One way to do it would be, I mean, eBay is just one way to think of it. Facebook advertising on groups and such and so forth. You could make a YouTube channel, possibly. One way to do it. Yeah, so that's one way to do it. Obviously, when you are commission painting, you are paid for the hour, often more than anything, as in how long it takes you to do it, most predominantly, rather than saying this squad of 10 Intercessor Space Marines are always going to cost you £50, versus, because obviously what someone wants and what a different person wants, 2 different things, or 50 different things all at once. So different levels of skill. So you're paid by the time, and that's predominantly what you're doing. I've never done commission paint in my life. This is just from advice I've seen or read or watched other places. So feel free to ignore what I'm telling you at this point and do your own research. A good person to watch is Luke, APS, Luke's Affordable Paint Service. Rather unsurprisingly, he's got a little bit more of experience, and he effectively says, where's this thing? He goes more in depth. Really, really good guy. I advise watching him if you haven't already. Obviously watch this video and subscribe to me, but throw him on if you you probably have already. Anyway, so commission painting is definitely one way to go. Another, like I said, the other subtle way around it is this is kind of one stolen off him as well. He'd mentioned either in a video or he'd mentioned on the Facebook group, which I'm part of, which is Eric Beer's Wargamer Unification. So again, if you haven't already done that, like that page and join in. He'd mentioned that before, or when things were getting a bit slow, he would often paint a squad of tactical Marines and charge them for twice the amount of the retail price. So you would just get like a standard income, like as Ultramarines or something like that. So that's one way to do it. In fact, I thought I'd try my hand at something along those lines. So I did a paint, which I might have released it before or after this video, a video of showcase of some Bad Moon Orc shooter boys. This is one of them I did. Basically what I'm aiming to do is get them, well, so this is actually better than my usual standard, to be fair. But it's a really simple way to do it. But again, it gives you the Bad Moons yellow and some other details on it. Gold, is it going to focus? Probably not. Yeah, it does actually a little bit better. Teeth and all the rest of it. So, but a really simple way of doing it. I just didn't base them because I thought if anyone wants to purchase them, if they did, maybe they don't, then they might want to base them in their own colours. So the advantage to this technique is you can technically paint them however you wish. So you could paint Ultramarines, you could paint Dark Angels. Obviously picking models that are quite popular is probably the way to go. Now, I will move on to my third topic shortly, but judging from experience from that other topic, I did conclude that Orc boys do get a lot of attention on eBay. So eBay seems to be my main forte, specifically because there's a lot of traffic that goes through there. So yes, you are paying fees, and you're paying for PayPal fees and all the rest of it. However, you're getting a lot of traffic through there, even on the lesser known models, whereas if you put it on things like Gumtree, you might not hear anything. And oh crikey, sometimes people from different parts of the country, or even the world for that matter, might be interested and buy it. I will then, so in that regard, hopefully Hopefully these models sell for more than I bought them. That's what I want to aim to do, is to get more than what I paid for them, which is the just under the standard retail plus the fees to make it back, so break even. I need to figure out whatever the number that is, but I want to say it's probably somewhere around the region of about £25 or something like that, but I don't know. Anything other than that is effectively my is profit, basically. If it's less, then whatever. I mean, I could just keep them and use them for kill team. It's always a good way. Who doesn't need more shooter boys in their army? Yes, so third point, one I've had a bit more success with, is to buy to resell. I did do that, but you didn't see it under the camera. So with that, all you're effectively doing is using a reserve of money. So you already have to have some money to start off with, not loads, but I spent, I think, £94. And what I did was I bought a couple of listings, in fact. I can tell you most of what there was. So I bought a listing with 10 Space Marines, but it also had like 17 Orc Boys. So one of which was this guy, which I converted because he just had a slugger and chopper and it's fallen off. So I just put a shooter on just for funsies. And I sold the other 15 Orc Boys, and I sold those for, I want to say, about 15 quid. And I spent £10 on 11 Space Marines and 17 Orc Boys. I sold 15 of the Orc Boys, and I've just today sold the other 10 Space Marines, and I got like 14 quid. So I've made a right steal on that one. Obviously, after fees and all deliveries and stuff, I've still probably made at least a tenner off that. I bought a Stormlord tank from like a Baneblade chassis and a Valkyrie. Sold the Stormlord pretty much first. That I sold for £68, which I think was, or 67. But after fees and everything, it was actually £72 off. But after fees and everything, delivery, I sold it for just £1 less than I bought the two for, which was £68. I then sold the Valkyrie yesterday, and that was 35 quid. So with the Orc Boys and the other bits, I've already made like a tenner plus what I've already earned. And then I sold Space Marines, so I've probably got about another £5 to £8, £10 nearly. I've got, so off the 94 quid, I'm already up. Then I've bought a listing of 10 Liberators from Age of Sigmar, and I've split those up. Oh, there was also the Lord Relictor, which is this model here. This is listed at the minute. Within that set, I got it for just under a tenner, or around about 10. I was thinking, right, well, I can sell them at least for around about £10 each, give or take, plus that guy. So I should be able to earn some money off that. I did take a bit of a, what people might say is a bit of a punt on the, there was a squad of Space Marines, slightly better painted. In fact, I thought it was pretty decent myself. And I listed them slightly higher. I've not sold them yet, but any money that I make on the Lord Relictor, the Liberators, any money at all is profit at the minute from the £94. Aiming hopefully to sell more, but I'm gonna then use the money that I spent initially, probably another 100, buy a bulk lot of models and then resell them. What I did in the past, which did work a little bit, but it was slow building, was I'd bought the No Fear starter set for Space Marines and Death Guard, and basically split the set. The aim was, I spent £47 something, or 42 something or other, because it was from Triple Helix. That was it, about £42 including delivery, and then sell the two parts, so that even with fees and delivery, that I earned a tenner off the two of them, so £5 each. So I earned £10 each time I sold the full set. And that is not including the little rule book and the little terrain and the little mat and stuff like that. But that's another way to do it, is splitting sets. So I'm a little bit unsure. When I see on eBay, you see a lot of starter sets, like start collecting. You see a lot of like Warhammer 40k start sets. So you're probably going to see now a lot of the Indomitus box set. How long is this video going on for? 9 minutes? Oh, I thought it was actually going on about like 20 minutes, so it's not too bad then. Oh, excuse me. Good golly gosh. You're probably going to see a lot of the Indomitus army sets with Space Marines and Necrons at the minute. So they're going to flood the market with resellers, and I'm not sure how they make money from when I've seen it. When you see the individual listings, unless what they're doing is buying a lot at like 25% off, and then the small differences are increasing everything else. Still see it as a little bit tricky to do, but other combinations of the previous ones is buying a starter set. And so, for instance, we look at, again, I'll tell you different ways of using these combinations. So we've got the 3, which is commission painting, which is the 1 of 2. Commission painting. What did I say? Oh my gosh, I made the video. No, I can't remember. Commission painting, buying and reselling. And there was another one, which I'm going to say is kind of like commission painting. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, but using those. So what we could do is we could buy a second-hand group of models and split them up into things, repaint them or paint them if they're unpainted, scrub them, whatever, and then sell those. So you've got a cheap, so this could be the ultimate way. So for instance, you get a listing of 10 or 11 Space Marines and like 15 or 17 Orcs. What you do is for like £10, you split them up, you paint them to a decent standard or better, sell them for twice the retail, so you've immediately got like 4 times the value. That's one way of doing it. You could also buy a starter set, which could be start collecting Space Marines, it could be start collecting Orcs or anything, and then again, then painting those up to more than a decent standard and then selling them off, or commission painting someone, saying, you know, advertising for a commission of Orc Boy, or to start collecting Orcs with like Bad Moons, Red Sun, Evil Suns, all the other Death Skulls and all the rest of it, and earn money that way. So there's like a combination of a couple, and I feel like I've probably missed out 50 of them. However, what I'd like is, if you've got any tips, chuck them in the comments down below. If you think I've said something out of 10 with my pricing numbers. Oh yeah, so I'm going off on the subject. My brain doesn't work quite normal. What I was going to say is, I intend to keep on with the buying and reselling. So that, I think, would be lovely to have in the long run, to have maintain my earnings for work, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. I think it might supplement a little bit of living, hopefully another like £50 a month extra or something like that would be lovely, because then if it was like £100 or so, then I could pay for food and then take that out of the equation, save the money, put it to one side, do it like that. That's probably the best way. But I think it would be nice to use the hobby to maintain a lifestyle. What would be good would be, if anyone's got any advice for like commission painting, you know, that sort of thing, pop in the comments down below, because truth be told, I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. I've never done it. I mean, maybe I could experience it by trying to do it. But if, again, as what I was going to say before I went off on my massive tangent within my own brain, like I said, it doesn't quite work like everyone else's. Well, a small percentage of the population anyway, because I'm meant to be a ENTP, if anyone's into the personality traits and all the rest of it. I'm not super into it, but I did do a test and it said I was ENTP, which is, oh my God, extroverted. There's other words and I can't remember, but principally, I tend to go off on ideas here, there and everywhere. I've had it, well, could be ADHD, who knows. Let's not get tested for that, because I don't want the kids taken off me. Right, massive tangent gone off on there. If I was sensible enough, I would edit it out. Anyway. Yeah, so I'd like ideas from you guys to pop in the comments down below of what you do to earn a bit of extra money. If you know anyone who does and they do it pretty successfully, you know, again, let me know what they get up to. Yeah, I feel like we've gone off like on a bit of a trailing off into the end, which I usually do that in videos. And I suppose on that bombshell, I'm going to say thank you for watching and subscribe or die, basically. Thank you.